Hey y'all, welcome back to Super Fighting Robots. And right now we are playing Gigantic Army. This is a game by Astroport. You might have remembered them from doing Satuzis, which is kind of like a Gradius-ish clone. Um, they're a Japanese like doujin soft games company, so they do a lot of kind of action games. Um, so this game is oops. If you have played something like Assault Suit Lanos, or any game in that series, basically, you'll kind of know what to expect. There's not as much, as far as like, there's not as like big set pieces. It's a more considered game. I've been using that word a lot today. Um, it's a more considered game. It's a time limit will get you. You have less as far as options for weapons. You don't have as many options for weapons or anything like that. So if you're looking for that, there's three main weapons and three sub weapons. They'll kind of determine your playstyle, as well as a. So this is the sub weapon here that I picked up, which is homing missiles. And you can kind of see over there, I got 5 left. So you don't want to use those wastefully. Time is a big factor in this game. You do not want to waste time. So there's kind of a constant impetus to move forward and use the sub weapons when you can to kind of save time there. This game does get pretty difficult on the later stages. It's not as immediately difficult as really any of the Soul Suit games, but there's a lot of conservation of resources you're gonna want to do. I don't know what that vernier. Oh, that's your boost, I guess. That's a strange thing to call it. Vernier. Okay, the melee is pretty satisfying in this game. You've also got a little shield that you can use to block bullets that has, again, conserving resources. It can only take so much damage. You can get bonuses to bring back that shield, but relying on it is, oh shoot, it's probably a good way to get killed. It's much safer to just... What was that? Oh, HP. It's much safer to just dodge everything. Or get enemies before they have a chance to attack. I think this is... Let me get under here. That's very Gradius-like boss. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow. That's not good. Let me see if we can try to take out this launcher here. There's no, one thing about this game that I wish there was a lock for the straight, like you could strafe and lock into a direction. There's nothing like that, so that makes it a little bit harder in like segments like this to kind of dodge. Oops. Dodge and keep firing. Not that it mattered much since I already took it down. There's a lot. None of their games. Oh yeah, right. Great. Forgot about that. Back to the conservation of resources. It doesn't give you back all your HP after the end of the round. So once you go to the next mission, it does not give you back all your health. It gives you a little bit more, but it doesn't refill you. So you're very much being worn down as you play this game. And I probably won't make it very far, to be honest with you. I will probably die a horrible, embarrassing death because of that. None of Astroport's games, as far as I can see, have a save mode. they've all they all have seem to have some kind of practice mode that'll maybe let you practice the things out of order, but they're very, I guess, traditional that way, where they don't let you restart from a mission. You just have to start from the beginning every time. Uh, the stages are relatively brief though, so it's not like an incredible hassle to do it. There's a lot of practicing. I don't know if you played any kind of like Genesis era action games, it's probably something you'd be used to, but it is it does mean I rarely see the later stages because of how it operates. And, you know, you can't. This is a PC game, so you can't just. It's not like you can just quick save. Which I guess that would probably take some of the fun out of it, seeing as it is very much about how cleanly you can navigate through here. And very much about improving how much you can do that. But yeah, it's definitely not, as far as just convenience and time goes, it's not a... This isn't good. This isn't good. Yeah, the melee attack is just impressive. It feels pretty good. I mean, it looks okay, but like this combined with like the sound feedback, it feels heavy. It feels good. And it feels good to just smash everything in your way. The artwork for Astroport's games is alright. I'm not like a big fan of their art style, to be honest with you. I don't really generally like their art direction. I don't really like the enemy designs here. The mechs are okay. The backgrounds are kind of alright, but I mean, they're a small team. I'm actually not sure how big, but I think they're you know, they're hobbyists, so. And most of all, they nail the feeling of the game more than anything, so I'm willing to give them a pass on some of the less polished aspects. Yeah. And I've been playing a lot of these robot games, and a thing they really do nail is the weight. This game, especially, oh shit, this game as well really nails the weight of the. I got murdered of the machine. Oh man. Yeah, let's continue. I do wish there was just a dash button. That would just make it easier than constantly double tapping. So, you know, I do have a couple of annoyances with it. And, you know, for the most part, a lot of the things that I wanted from this game are in Gunhound, which I'll probably play that a bit later. But that game is just way too difficult, like almost unfairly so. But it feels really good to play. But yeah, I do like the details. I do like the different layers of parallax they've got. You've got the invading force in the background there. So it's not a bad looking game. It's just not one that, like, visually, it's not appealing to me. It's all right. I mean, the only way to get back your health, basically, on the next stage is to waste the continue. And they're not very generous with power-ups, so if you lose health, or if you're not fast enough, you you will suffer for it. So I mean, I can imagine that at later stages this is going to get pretty difficult. So the melee attack is not manually um, initially initiated. It's basically you just have to get close to an enemy, and your mech will stick out its sword. Uh, it's the same button. It's the same button as the shoot button. I mean, I just personally like this combination of weapons. I mean, the default. It's the default combination of weapons. It's pretty easy to. Oops, pretty easy to control. Okay, that's a pretty easy way to cheese that boss. It's pretty easy to control. And those missiles will take down a lot of enemies. And they home, so it's a lot harder to waste them. There's a napalm and another weapon. I'm not sure exactly what. I think just some kind of railgun, basically. That'll do a ton of damage, but you get like 3 of them. And you can basically trade off between. There's a light, medium, and heavy weapon and. Oops. Weapon and sub-weapon. And you basically just trade them off to be able to pick up the heavier weapons, I believe. I'm gonna try to get at this guy here. Oh. Yeah, I mean that missile trajectory is great. It's very Macross. Okay, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna get myself killed. Oh. Ooh, that was a close one. Shoot. Oh, oh no. Come on, just a little bit more. Oh, I'm running out of time. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. Ah! Well, I spelled. I spelled spectacularly. I failed spectacularly. I think that's gonna be it for this one, since we hit the 15 minutes. Or about to. Yeah, that's Gigantic Army. Go pilot some mechs.